Expect wet snow showers to develop on Friday. Good Thursday night, East Tennessee. David Aldrich, Captain Accurate here from the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. Well, you can see we have more rain and thunder coming in from the west, around Crossville, around Spring City, around Decatur, as we round out the 7 o'clock hour and approach the 8 p.m. hour. So we're still going to get some rain tonight, but eventually, if there's anything left, we could start to see some snow develop. Now, power outages have been a big issue in the heart of the valley. We've got about 1,000 power outages in Knox County as of 7:45, 2,000 in Jefferson County, 4,000 or so around Sevier County. So a lot of us have had the power flicker from time to time. We've picked up a half inch to an inch or more, inch and a half, perhaps in northern Union County today. Locally, heavy amounts of rain have occurred, and there's more on the way. Now, this map shows 0.42 for Knoxville, but I do believe that McGee-Tyson has officially received 0.51. That's not much different, but over an inch has occurred in Oak Ridge. That is consistent with what has been measured at the airport there. Now, radar does show more rain coming in from Crossville. It's going to slide into Madisonville, and you'll notice a multitude of colors on this map associated with winter. That's the pink in the Smokies for winter storm warning, and all the rest with the advisories in purple. But down to the south, they've got more wind advisories, and we've had 39, count them so far, 39 tornadoes today, 32 of them in just Alabama. Oh my. 66 was our high temperature today. I was expecting 64. Normal high 48. We will be anywhere near this tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be lucky to get into the low to mid 40s in the beginning of the day, because we're going to continue to fall in temperature. It was 65 today in Tellico Plains, 68 in Sevierville. They hit 63 in Middlesboro. We got 69 in Nashville today. Jackson, Tennessee got 70 again for a second day in a row. Now, first off, winter weather advisories. Note the start time. This is in Central Time. So from Nashville's office, they govern Fentress and Crossville in Cumberland County. They're expecting 1 to 2 inches. That's their verbiage. That's their language. 1 to 2. If you go up towards southeast Kentucky, 1 to 2 for the valleys, 2 to 4 for higher elevations, and possibly more than 4 for places like Black Mountain in southeast Kentucky. So higher elevations clearly going to have more snow. 4 a.m. Friday, it ends 6 a.m. on Saturday. Last but not least, they have dispensed of the word over a foot. The Weather Service in Morristown is now saying 12 to 20. So yours truly, kind of on the over the target, right? Was showing some crazy snow amounts. People say, that's nuts. That's nuts. No way can you get... Yeah, they probably have 2 feet of snow in Mount LeConte and Newfound Gap, Clingman's Dome. It's very possible. They're above 6,000 feet. I mean, think about it. Elevation is key. But this is what's going to start at midnight tonight and last until 7 a.m. on Saturday. Now, when we see the rain that we're getting now, this is what it looks like if you did a cross-section, a little cross-section. Because it's freezing. If you go high enough in the sky, it's cold enough to snow. But it's just mainly a rain event right now. Snow melts to a rainy layer. And then once we go into the freezing rain, we may get a smidgen of that. I don't expect much, but some of that could freeze on contact. Another way to look at the profile is the sleet. If you have a lesser amount of warm air, if the wedge of warm air is more shallow, you've got above freezing temperatures, so you have more time for it to turn into icy pellets. Because sleet, icy pellets, the same exact thing. And then last but not least, snow. Snow is what we'll eventually see. That's why I call it wet snow showers, because some of you may see a potpourri of a little bit of everything until it finally gets colder tomorrow night. I'm talking Friday night. Saturday may be the best chance of seeing that flakes actually stick in many areas where it's snowing. Now, the Smokies, totally different ball game. Higher elevations are already cold, so they'll be dealing with more accumulation. But wet snow showers develop Friday, early snowflakes on Saturday, and a mostly sunny day on Sunday. Now, if the forecast hypothetically said, if we were to call it 0 to an inch, which is what I expect the valley will get, some of you may be tempted to say, well, that's a big range. 0 to an inch. That's huge. Can you pick one? No, because there's snow showers. There's snow showers. Have you ever, hey, you're going to get a rain shower. It's sunny on this side of the street, and it's raining on this side of the street. Well, pick one. It was both. It was both. Some of you will have 0. Some of you will have absolutely no snow, and you say, they didn't know what they were talking about. Yes, I did. That's a big range, but that's like the uprights, right? 0 on the left side, 1 inch on the positive side, as much as I think you would get. Now, if you look at it in terms of rain, it's the same thing as a 0 to a tenth. If I said we're going to get a tenth of an inch or less, you probably wouldn't even pack an umbrella. You'd say, I can risk it. I don't need that. But actually, on a 10 to 1 ratio, it's the same thing. 0.10 in rain translates to 1.0 inches of snow. It's the same thing. So just keep that in mind. I know there's a temptation to go, that's a big range. But it really is not when you look at the big picture. What to expect? I want to point this out. I mentioned this morning. probably the most sage advice I could pass along to you as we head into this event. And that is, at some point, he says, at some point, precipitation has to end. You're going to get all these crazy pictures. You say, oh, man, how come they got all the snow? The Smokies. And we didn't get anything where I live. Fill in the blank in the valley. So somewhere point it ends. Maybe it ends at Maryville. Maybe it stops short of Sevierville. But I do think you're going to find some crazy snow amounts where it goes from 0 to possibly 2 feet. 2 feet maybe for Clingman's Dome, right? Or Mount LeConte, that's possible too. That's how much snow is likely to fall in some of these spots. And the question will be, how is that possible? Well, how is it possible you could go from low tide to high tide on the same beach on the same day? That's extreme. Maybe, but just keep in mind, elevation is the key. Oh, it is the key. If you look at Mount LeConte, Clingman's Dome, Newfound Gap, it's over 6,000 feet. Chimney Tops over, well, right at 4,800 feet. And Ober-Gatlinburg is much higher than Gatlinburg. Look at 3,300 feet, 1,200 feet, okay. But Knoxville is a lowly 886. That means we're 886 feet above sea level. So we're at like the bottom of the bowl, bottom of the cereal bowl. But the Crossville, Jamestown, Oneida, they'll get much more snow than we will. That's just the way it goes. It's colder. It lasts longer. And of course, it won't necessarily skip a beat. So this is what I expect. I put this out to my premium members yesterday afternoon at 2:34. So they've had it for more than a day. And they've been enjoying it. Some of it have had a chance to process it. If you want to be on that premium side, I invite you to join us. We'd love to have you. But 2 to 4 for areas in southeast Kentucky. Dusting to 2 for the plateau. 0. You mean you're saying we might not get it? That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of zeros on this map. 0 to 1 in yellow. 0 to flurries to the southern valley. So Athens, Sweetwater, Madisonville, goose eggs. Because at some point, precipitation has to end. And for some of you, if it's just south of Maryville, east Maryville, 1 to 3. If you're north Maryville, west Maryville, probably 0 to 1. It's right on the doorstep, I think. And certainly Sevierville, I might see some surprise amounts, but 4 to 9, I think, plus around the Gatlinburg area. Obviously, 12 inches plus covers me. If I see some reports of 20 inches or 24, wouldn't surprise me. This is why. Let me show you some of the data that came in today. This is Exhibit A. I'll call it a model, but for some of you, a model is like a train, train model, or a runway model, a supermodel. And there's all sorts of models, but this is an exhibit. This thing is a sample. It shows very little, if anything, in the valley. You might see some snowfall, but it doesn't stick. This case, not much more, maybe a third or a half inch in some spots from Oak Ridge to Morristown, but look at the amounts. From Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, maybe on the doorstep there of Sevierville. This is like going from really low to medium. Now I'll show you the really high one. You ready? Oh, show me Exhibit C, because I'll stop here. I could go on all day. But Exhibit C shows the amount of snow that piles up in dark blue, not only in parts of the plateau, but especially around Sevierville. You can pick up 8, 10, 12. It's going to be crazy because it's ramping up. It's what we call upslope snow. So it's going to actually enhance. It's like squeezing out more from the car wash sponge. And because it's so cold, you'll get more flakes. Oh, more flakes. But if you're a few miles away, you're going, I have snow envy. I got nothing. I'm here in Athens. I got very little. Okay, that's very likely. You're probably not going to see a whole lot in Athens. So here we go. Futurecast shows the snow. Not here at 12 midnight, but it will eventually change over like so. There's 5 in the morning. That's where the potpourri comes. Some may say, I'll get some sleet. I got some freezing rain. I got a little bit of everything. Oh, but then it's snowing. 8 o'clock in the morning, it's picking up. Maybe not in Knoxville, but it's also snowing where it's coldest, which is the Smokies Plateau, and it's dropping down. Oh, and it's just maybe some wet snow. Maybe it's a little bit of rain. And you might think, oh, this was a bust. I got nothing. He said we get 0 to 1, and I got 0. Well, that's part of the range. Believe me, I've had that crazy conversation on the phone before. Let's see. Futurecast, okay, more snow. There's 5 o'clock. And then it gets dark tomorrow night. And this is where it's probably going to stick, right? For some of you that might see some snow showers, there could be more in the way of sticking by the time we move into Saturday morning. So I think you need to consider, don't judge this book by the cover until 10 o'clock Saturday morning, because it's still snowing based on this model, even at 10 o'clock in the morning. So it was consistent with my forecast that I put out more than a day ago for my premium members and revealed it to everyone else in the public this morning at 6:40 to 7 a.m. Now, the Futurecast keeps it mostly sunny on Sunday, so we love that. Pretty quiet, and then we'll keep maybe a couple of rain showers around St. Louis going into Sunday night there. But tonight we're down to 35, plenty of clouds, more rain, more showers, and some snow for some in the overnight. Winds 5 to 15, they'll change from southwest to northwest. Tonight, 30 degrees in Sevierville, 33 in Middlesboro. And Friday, we're not going to be much higher than 42. That's a down arrow. Wet snow showers develop, temperatures fall, winds gusting 25 to 30 tomorrow. So these are early high temperatures. They will get much colder in the afternoon. So here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville, East Tennessee. Some early flakes on Saturday. Sunshiny skies on Sunday, but Sunday's morning's the coldest at 24. Then clouds increase on MLK Junior Day, and then we got a rainy pattern, 59, 61, 64. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it does get a little bit warmer. So Team Spring will make a return early to mid next week. By the way, you can keep track of it all using the Captain Accurate Weather app. It's free at the App Store and Google Play. Pete Michaels Traffic 24/7. Just search the two words Captain Accurate at the App Store and Google Play. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.